One of Horizon's most prominent environmental recording sites is now sporting an informative new look thanks to a partnership with UCOL student Alicia Ritson. Earlier in the year, Horizons approached UCOL with the idea of engaging students in designing a new look that would communicate to the public what the tower did and Horizons' role in environmental monitoring. Alicia's design was chosen for its use of colour and clarity and now provides a point of interest along the river track. Situated on the Manawatu River alongside the old Teachers College buildings, this site plays a pivotal role in flood management and captures a wealth of environmental data. Here to tell us a little bit more about what the site measures is Senior Catchment Data Coordinator Paul Peters.
The water quality instrument behind here which gives us the water quality. We've got connectivity, pH, turbidity and dissolved oxygen here. We can also run our auto sample for doing sediment loading or looking at other sorts of parameters. This is one of our stable environment monitoring sites, so every month we come and do water quality and they pick up E. coli and other parameters like that. So it's just a key site for the upper Manawatu and then links into the lower Manawatu for flood warning. This site controls the gate operations as one of the determinants for it. So strategically it's quite important, plus for the design of the city, for the stop bank upgrades, the design protection for the city. All this site links into that. That's all that makes it work, is a little the float. You can see the copper float in there. So that rises and lowers with the water level, and the encoder up top just translate that into a signal for the data logger. Now at the bottom of that is a height of pipes, and they go out into the river. Just let the level in there is equal to what's out in the river. Yeah, all the information is recorded in the data logger. We're scanning all the parameters mentioned, the connectivity level, on a 30-second basis. The data is stored every 5 minutes and telemetered back to our office every 30 minutes. From there it goes through a few different files. So the data that you see on the web is about within an hour, 3/4 of an hour to an hour of what's happened here at most. That also then feeds into the IVR, and everything we record here is available to the public through the website. It's either the longest or one of the longest continuous water level records in the country, and that dates back to the early 1900s with some flow measurements dating back into the 1880s, I think it is. So the site's existed in 3 locations here, but is part of the continuous record. It's one of the longest in the country. With upgrade and stop banks, we've had to lift the tower, so by giving extra protection for the city through stop banks, we've had to lift the tower so we had the same protection for the infrastructure here. So it's important in a flood that our gear sort of stays operational. There's quite a lot of reinforcing done to the structure, plus we lifted it just over 1 metre in height. At the same time we took the opportunity to increase the size of the hut, just due to what we do in the recorder over the years has sort of expanded its role, so the more gear we need to put in here, we just made a bigger hut as well. So a lot of people think in the site's hidden, so these are the pH and conductivity sensors. So there's a pump down in the river that brings water up, circulating through a flow tube. So that's where we get our water quality data from. We can hook the water sampler up to that stream as well to take the samples from it. The idea is in a flood we want to get all of our expensive stuff out of the river, keep that infrastructure. So then just in terms of the hut, there's a lot of gear in behind that's all the control systems for the pump, auto samplers. Really the only thing that we need out on the wall is the operational stuff like the data loggers. The site runs on batteries, so if we lose mains power we'll lose our pump, but in terms of flood warning and key parameters they'll all keep going. The idea is we want things to last in severe weather incidents. The site here's got dual comms, so primary comms is through a radio system, and we own our own telemetry network, we own our own radio repeaters, so we've got control of that infrastructure, which was one of the successes out of the 04 floods, that when cell phone towers and those went down, our radio network stayed up, so we can still get that information around. We've also got cell comms here, just as a redundancy if we do have any problems. So we try to build our sites now to last for the 100-year flood. So it's one of the key goals of updating this site was to provide that extra level of infrastructure that when we do have the big floods and big severe weather events that our infrastructure survives and we can get the warnings out and collect the information that needs to be collected.